Welcome to the Wild and Fierce podcast. We are your hosts, Amber.
And Johanna. We're here to explore womanhood through real, raw, and unfiltered conversations.
Please remember this podcast is for education only and not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your own healthcare professional.
Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome to this episode. I'm so excited for this topic because we're going to be talking about something that's super near and dear to my heart, and it's how to actually heal your gut. And I wanted to do this episode because I think gut healing sounds so, it's almost like if you're struggling with gut issues and you've been struggling with them for a long time, it can almost feel like healing your gut is like there's something out there that someone knows something that I don't know yet, and it's this magical unicorn remedy that's going to solve all of my problems. And that's not true. And that's why I wanted to do this episode because gut healing and gut symptoms is such a big part of my journey. And it was excruciating and long winded and so expensive and frustrating that I really wanted to create something that can help expedite your process if you are a gut issues girly. And unfortunately, it feels like a lot of us are gut issues girlies. So, some gut issues that I always like to talk about would be things like bloating, constipation, and just so you know, like constipation is pooping less than or one time or less per day. So if you're only pooping once a day, it's technically you're constipated. Constant diarrhea, even like BV or yeast infections, vaginal, bad breath is huge, skin issues is huge, food sensitivities and intolerances. So there's a lot of us, and autoimmune issues too. There's a lot of us that experience a lot of these problems. And I think probiotics are very like well marketed. Protocols are really well marketed, candida cleanses, elimination diets, etc. And it makes you spend a lot of money, waste a lot of time, waste a lot of energy, causes a lot of stress. And I really want to save you from all of that because I went through it and it doesn't need to be that way. So, I want to share how gut healing actually works and why so many popular protocols really miss the mark because they're jumping to the fancy stuff first rather than working on foundations first. And the foundational approach is really what you need to finally get results. If you haven't already, I highly recommend listening to our minerals episode. Just scroll back, I believe it's episode 4. It's my solo episode. My name's Johanna, by the way. I forgot to intro myself. But the first solo episode of the season. And I really talk about like why minerals are such a key starting point for people with symptoms. So that would be a really great one to listen to first and then come back and listen to this because minerals are key with gut healing. So my name's Johanna. Like I said, I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner and functional blood chemistry specialist, owner and founder of Wild Muse Wellness, and I was a gut health issue girly. I used to bloat so bad that I couldn't see my toes. And to be completely honest, I am 9 months pregnant right now, and I don't have stretch marks on my stomach yet. I've been using a fantastic product from 8 Sheep, highly recommend it. It's their belly serum and belly butter. I'll put a link so you have it. Belly serum and butter. I don't have Amber here to take notes for me. But I don't have stretch marks on my stomach yet. And partly I'm like, is it because I bloated for so many years that my stomach was already so stretched out? So I don't know if that's actually the case or not. But bloating, food intolerances, chronic yeast infections, chronic BV, low thyroid function, cycle issues, hormone issues. It's all part of my story and my journey. So I know what it's like to feel like crap every night. I know how much of a pain gut issues are, believe me. I know what it's like when you just want to feel better and it's like every afternoon or evening before bed, your stomach just hurts and you want to be intimate with your partner, but you don't because you feel like crap and it affects your relationship. Like, I get it, guys. So, I really want to just let you know I get it. It's frustrating. Gut healing seems like this magic unicorn thing that it's like someone knows something that I don't know, right? But it's really honestly pretty simple. And I think I blame the wellness industry and really good marketing because they have decided to target a very vulnerable population. and make it seem like we need all these fancy supplements in order to actually heal. And while sometimes, yes, like sometimes we do need those things, a lot of the times we just need to work on the foundations first. So, the way that I like to explain gut healing and why most gut protocols don't work is I like to give a garden analogy. So, when we have gut issues, it's typically due to some sort of overgrowth in the GI tract. So, whether it's parasites, which I know is gross, but it's super, super common, bacteria or fungus, there's some sort of growth and dysfunction in the GI tract, which then is contributing to diarrhea, liver, gallbladder issues, bloating, indigestion, acid reflux, etc. So, most gut protocols focus on killing the bug first or implementing fancy supplements first, but without addressing the root cause. So, the way that I like to explain it is like using a yard analogy. So, let's picture a lawn, and your lawn is patchy and the grass isn't very green and there's, weed spots and there's some soil spots and there's some dry areas and maybe there's some areas that are flourishing, but it's just not a very healthy lawn. Like when you look at it, you can just think like, okay, that is not like the picturesque, beautiful green grass lawn, right? So there's just some stuff going on. If we just focus on killing the weeds in that lawn, it's not going to change anything else in that environment, right? Like we're not going to increase the soil nutrients. We're not going to promote better, healthier grass. We're not going to necessarily repair the patches. So we're just killing the weeds. This would be very similar to doing a parasite protocol first. We're just killing the parasites, but we're not making the lawn stronger. When you do this, you are going to stay stuck because you have a weak lawn. You have depleted soil, unhealthy grass, patches, dry spots, etc. Same thing goes for your body. If you have nutrient depletions, poor stress habits, like a packed lifestyle that you don't know how to manage, nutrient deficiencies from under eating, or you just don't know how to support your digestion from the ground up, and you have all of that going on, but you add in a parasite protocol, like, yeah, you might kill the parasites, but what are you left with once you're done with that protocol? Still holes and gaps in an unhealthy lawn, right? In an unhealthy body. So we need to first, instead of focusing on killing the bugs or killing the weeds, we need to focus on supporting your lawn health, supporting your health first. Because when you do that, your lawn gets strong and robust, and the grass is luscious and it's green and it's beautiful. And that naturally keeps weeds at bay. And that naturally looks gorgeous and is nourished and is healthy. And you are the same way. We need to replete your nutrients. We need to support your digestive habits. We need to pay attention to stress, to pay attention to your nervous system. We need to do all of those things first, and then we can get fancy. And the cool part about this is by doing this approach, it's very inexpensive because you're working on basics first. And honestly, a lot of the times the gut heals itself and you don't even need those expensive protocols. So I like honestly, with a lot of our gut healing clients, we actually don't even need the parasite cleanses or the bacteria cleanses or fungal cleanses or whatever it is. We might do a little support here and there. Sometimes we do a full protocol. Depends on how bad things are. But we always start with improving the lawn health or improving the health of you first. Okay? So the real causes of gut imbalances often stem from foundational issues. So, for example, I want you to think about your GI tract like a north to south process. So, north being your brain, your nervous system, and then it goes into your mouth, and then food goes into your mouth, down your throat, into your stomach, then from your stomach into your small intestine, to your large intestine, and then out your body. So, it's a north to south process. It follows gravity, right? So when we have gut issues, a lot of the times it's because things up north are going a little haywire, which is then causing symptoms down south. So poor stomach acid production is a huge one that contributes to a lot of gut issues. Stomach acid neutralizes bacteria, helps you break down foods, and it helps kill parasites and fungus. And so if we don't have enough stomach acid production, one, we can get imbalances and overgrowth down south in your digestive system. And then two, it can lead to nutrient deficiencies and imbalances because you're not actually breaking your foods down. Blood sugar instability as well is huge. So that's a foundational cause that can contribute to gut issues. If your blood sugar is spiking and crashing all the time, that is putting your body in like a fight, flight, freeze state versus a rest and digest state, which causes chronic bloating, food sensitivities, gut issues, histamine issues, etc. So learning how to balance your blood sugar is huge for reducing digestive issues. We have at Wild Muse Wellness, we have I call it the 5 day reset, or the long name is 5 days to better energy, periods, and moods. It is all about the blood sugar regulation system, how to do it, and it takes you through 5 days of starting to support this. It's a game changer. It is only $7, and I did this very intentionally because everyone needs to know how to balance your blood sugar. When you know how to balance your blood sugar, your hormones improve, your sleep improves, your energy improves, your digestion improves. Okay, so it's really, really foundational. Chronic stress is another big one, and chronic stress can be from, your lifestyle. You have no white space in your calendar, your habits, like you're constantly go, go, going. You need to like keep yourself distracted all the time. It can be due to health issues, it can be nutrient depletions, it can be due to life events, it can be due to pregnancy or postpartum, etc. And chronic stress can shut down digestion because it puts your body in more of a fight or flight sympathetic state and takes you out of the rest and digest parasympathetic state, which is where your body really heals. So chronic stress is a really big one. We work on stress a lot with our one-on-one clients. And then under eating is massive because we need nutrients to make stomach acid, to repair our gut lining, to have a strong immune system. And so when we don't do that, and this is why I recommend listening to the minerals episode first, when we don't do that, that can cause gut issues. And then some other just random, like simple things that I think most people think it can't be that simple, and then they make the change and they're like, oh my God, it was that simple, is not chewing well enough. When you don't chew well enough, you're not mechanically breaking your food down well, which then can leave large food bits in your digestive system. And then if you don't have enough stomach acid to break that down, then you have large food pieces going through your entire GI tract, which then feeds bacteria, causes issues in fermentation. And then also drinking too much liquid with meals, that dilutes your stomach acid, which once again causes issues down south. So with a lot of digestive issues, you'll notice that the symptoms are down south. Bloating, it's a colon, small intestine issue. Constipation, same thing. Diarrhea, it's the same thing. Most food intolerances, it's the same thing. The only one that's like really up north is acid reflux or GERD, and that is often due to poor stomach acid production. When you don't make enough stomach acid, your body does not trigger the flap that's at the top of your stomach to close. It leaves it open, which then allows food and stomach acid to come up into your esophagus, which then causes acid reflux. So that would be one of the symptoms that I'd say really is connected to like a higher, like more north part of your digestive system, but a lot of our symptoms are down south, and it's because our up north is not supported. So chewing well, not drinking a ton of liquids during meals plays a really, really big role. So, how to actually heal your gut? It's the foundational approach that's key. Stop chasing protocols. Stop staying up till 3 a.m. researching the next diet, supplement, or protocol to try. Okay? Listen to this instead and start trying to implement these things. So, some practical steps. Balance your meals with protein, fats, and carbs. The 5 day reset, or the 5 days to better energy, periods, and moods teaches you this. It's $7. Go buy it. Get started. I promise it'll be a game changer. Replenish sodium and potassium for stomach acid and better digestion. The minerals episode I recorded, I think it's episode 4. That one teaches you all about minerals. Eat enough. This is huge. We do have a master class. It's called Women's Hormones and Metabolism Made Simple. I will link it in our show notes so you can watch it. It is totally free, and it teaches you why as a woman you need to eat enough, and why that affects your metabolism and hormones, and why under eating causes so many issues and can even lead to weight gain, which is very counterintuitive. Eating enough also helps us replenish nutrients, and we need nutrients in order to nourish the gut lining, create stomach acid, produce digestive enzymes, support your bile flow, all key aspects of your digestive system. Slow down and chew your food well as well. This is huge. I have had clients spend, I am not exaggerating, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I think one of my clients was like 40,000 in because of her chronic digestive issues. I've had gastroparesis clients come to me as well, and they're like, my GI doc doesn't know what to do. They started chewing their foods better, started balancing their meals, and started not consuming so much liquid with their meals. One client was not chewing well and then taking a drink of water to help swallow the food. They made those changes. They started chewing well to smoothie-like consistency. They stopped chugging liquids during meals. And 80% of their gut issues resolved. And they were honestly kind of PO'd because they're like, what the heck? Why has no one told me this before? Why have I not tried this before? Like, why did I spend thousands of dollars on all these gut healing things and nothing made a difference? But then doing this got rid of my bloating and GI issues. So they're really, really simple shifts that can create, they support your body's physiology. They support the north to south process of your digestive system and creates an optimal environment to absorb more nutrients, to prevent large particles of food going down your GI tract. It helps make sure that you neutralize any pathogens that you might consume when you eat, all of which helps keep your gut microbiome healthy. It helps keep your GI tract healthy. It helps so many things. And they're very, very simple. Start here. Then, after you do that for a while, pay attention, see if you notice things. Then you could start with more targeted protocols after that. So, because some people do need targeted protocols for like infection, SIBO, candida, but you have to work on the foundations first. Then protocols are more effective. Make your lawn really healthy by doing these foundational things. You mow, you water, you fertilize, right? Do these things first. It will cause way less frustration, and then you can get fancy with getting rid of the weeds after, okay? I do feel like if after you've been working on the foundational stuff for your digestive system for quite some time, and you're still experiencing some chronic digestive issues, like whether that might be, recurrent diarrhea, food intolerances, constant bloating, really low energy, whatever it might be, testing and personalized care can be really, really helpful. Reach out to us if you do want to work with us for one-on-one work for that. Okay. This was honestly very simple, short, and sweet. And I'm doing that intentionally because there's so much BS out there when it comes to gut healing. And while, yes, some supplements can make things better, some cleanses can make things better. But if you have to stay on a supplement to feel better for the rest of your life, or you have to stay on a certain diet, like an elimination diet or, sugar-free diet, whatever it might be, for the rest of your life, it didn't really work. It's because it didn't actually heal the issue. It didn't get to the root cause. So I wanted to create this episode so you understand why those things aren't working. You can stop wasting your time and money and energy and just emotions, because I know how exhausting it is. You can stop wasting those times or wasting all of that and actually start getting some tangible results from these very simple steps. Now, if you're listening and you're like, okay, Johanna, I've done all these steps, then maybe working with the right practitioner and doing a protocol is supportive. But I can guarantee you that there's probably some sort of foundational support that you still need. And the reason I'm saying that is because I still have foundational stuff that needs support. Katrina does, Amber does. We are humans. We're not perfect. There's constantly things like, I don't know how many times I'll catch myself. I'm like, crap, I'm under eating again. So there's constantly stuff that we can do to really support our system and to see where our gaps might be, and working one-on-one with a practitioner can be really helpful to see where your gaps are. A great starting point would be our 5 days to better energy, moods, and periods. I will put a link down below so you can sign up. It is $7. Highly recommend. It teaches you about nutrient density, blood sugar regulation, how that plays a role in digestion, hormones, etc. Get started with that. Our metabolism masterclass is also fantastic and super supportive with understanding things. And then, like I said, if you feel like you've been stuck on like the protocol hamster wheel, or you just really don't know what to do, or you just feel like things are way more complicated, we are more than happy to support you one-on-one. You can apply to work with us through the link that I'll put in show notes as well. Okay, I'm going to conclude with just this final takeaway. Your gut healing journey doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. And I really, really want you to understand that, because social media, magazines, honestly, some doctors, books will make it feel super complicated, like you're destined to suffer, like you have to be on these elimination diets or medications, whatever it might be. And while that might be true, if you haven't done the foundations first, I can guarantee that we're not giving it our best shot. Okay. And I say this coming from a person that was whipped around by so many other practitioners. It's why I'm here. I was whipped around by so many other practitioners that wanted to put me on 13 different supplements and remove, soy, wheat, dairy, peanuts, chicken, pineapple. There's so many things out of my diet. Sugar was huge. And none of it worked because none of it actually addressed the root cause issue. Okay. So I get it. And I hope this is really, really helpful. And I hope it kind of opens your eyes to why things might have not worked and gives you some tangible steps on things to try next. All right. I'll see you guys next time.
That's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you for hanging out with us on the Wild and Fierce podcast. If you loved this conversation, we'd be so grateful if you left a review and shared it with a friend who needs to hear this.
And if you really loved it, take a screenshot, share it on your stories, and tag us. We'd love to see it. Until next time, stay wild, stay fierce, and keep owning your journey.